Hey guys, welcome back once again to my channel. It's your girl Peace, and today I bring you good news. Thank you for always coming back and thank you for always watching my video. And I really appreciate your support. For my new subscribers, thank you for subscribing to my channel. And yeah, I couldn't have gone this far without all your support. So I really appreciate your comments and your questions, your suggestions, like video suggestions. Thank you and God bless. Today I want to talk about requirements for tourist visa application for Nigerians. And this is because I have been recently receiving messages from people asking about how they can get a Japanese tourist visa from in Nigeria. So I did my research and I came up with some information that I would be sharing with you in this video. So if you are interested, then of course, as usual, watch this video till the end. First of all, I must say that Japanese tourist visa application is very different from other countries. I mean, I don't really know much about other countries, but you have to be determined to travel. It's quite easy if you have all your documents and you're able to prove, what you're asked to prove. So, without wasting time, let's get right into the video. The first document you need, or the first thing you need, is a checklist document. Now, I'm going to put a sample of the checklist document. I'm going to put a link of the checklist document so you can just, enter the link and access the checklist document. You can see what it looks like. So you can check it out because that's the first document you need. Actually, you need to submit about 12 documents to the embassy. So you need a checklist to ensure you have all your documents. So after the checklist document, the next thing you need is a valid international passport and a copy of your data page. Like you're going to submit a copy of your international passport's data page. Next, you need a recent passport photo taken within 6 months. So you should attach your passport photo to the visa application document. And you don't need to staple it, you only need to glue it. So if you staple it, it may not be accepted. So ensure you glue your passport photograph on the visa application form, which is the next document you need. Of course, you need your visa application form, and you can get that from the immigration website, or you can even get that at the embassy, but you don't wait till you get to the embassy before you can get it. So far I have mentioned 4 things. You need your checklist, your valid international passport, a data page of your international passport, your passport photograph taken within 6 months, and your visa application form. Okay, 5 things. So far, 5 things. So if you have these 5 things, then you can proceed to the next requirement. So the next you need is the flight reservation slip. So you need to book your flight, but you don't have to pay for your flight. Just book it and get the slip. So next you need a hotel reservation slip, and like I said before, you don't need to pay for that reservation. You don't need to pay for the hotel reservation yet. Next you need your bank account statement for the last 3 months issued within 1 month. So you need to submit the original copy, and if you're being sponsored by your company or someone else, then you should submit the company's bank account statement issued within 3 months, bank account statement issued within 1 month. Next is an official document to prove one is employed. So if you're employed, you have to submit like your employment letter, you have to submit a promotion letter, you have to submit just a letter to prove that you are employed. For business owners, you need a copy of your application form for your business name registration. So you have to prove to them that you have a business and that it's registered. You have to go with the original, and of course, I will give you back the original, but you should go with original and photocopy. So far, I have mentioned 4 things. I have mentioned flight reservation slip that you don't need to pay for, your hotel reservation slip you don't need to pay for. Also, for those that are employed, you need your a proof of employment. That is your employment letter, your promotion letter, confirmation letter, any letter to prove that you are employed. And for business owners, you need to submit the form you used in registering your business name. You need to submit that form. That is to show that you have a business and that, of course, it is registered. Also, you need your personal account statement of 3 months issued within 1 month. And remember, you need to have enough funds in your account, like let's say 5 to 10 million naira before your visa can be approved. I mean, you need to prove to them that you're able to cater for yourself, or if you're being sponsored, your sponsor needs to prove that he or she can cater for your expenses in Japan. The next document is a certificate of employment issued by the applicant's employer. So if you're employed or being sponsored by your employer, you should submit a certificate of employment. On the certificate of employment, your employer should include the purpose of travel, if it's for vacation, if it's for training, the purpose should be stated, and the duration of the trip, I mean the duration of your travel. If it's 3 months, 2 months. Also, most importantly, he or she should also include the sponsor. So if you will sponsor yourself, or if this company is the one sponsoring you, then it should also be included in that certificate. If you are self-employed or a retiree, you don't need to submit a certificate of employment because you are self-employed. You only need to submit a letter of introduction to the embassy. And if you're a student, you need a letter of introduction from your school on your behalf. Next document you need to submit if you are employed is your employer's certificate of incorporation. Now you need a photocopy of that. So you have to go and meet your boss to ask for his or her certificate of incorporation. You need to take a photocopy of that to the embassy. You can also submit a similar document. Is either you submit your employer's certificate of incorporation or a similar document. This is for those that are employed. And if you're a business owner, you would need to submit a photocopy of the certificate of incorporation of your business. You need to submit that since you're not employed. Like I said, if you're employed, you need to submit your employer's certificate of incorporation. And if you have a business, you have to submit the certificate of incorporation of your business. This is one of the required documents. Remember, photocopy, not original documents. The next document is a copy of your employer's valid company's tax clearance certificate. You would need to submit that alongside other documents. So this is also a very important document you should submit when applying for your tourist visa. And if you're a business owner, you need to submit a similar document. I mean, that is your tax clearance certificate. You have to submit that to the embassy. Remember, you need to submit a photocopy. Okay, just a photocopy. Remember, I said the next document you need is a certificate of employment from your employer if you're employed. And if you're not employed, if you're self-employed, you should submit a letter of introduction. And if you're a student, you need to submit a letter of introduction from your school. The next is a photocopy of your employer's certificate of incorporation or a similar document. And if you're a business owner, of course, you should submit your business certificate of incorporation. Next, you need is a photocopy of your employer's valid company's tax clearance certificate. If you're a business owner, you need to submit a similar document. Now let's move to the next requirement. The final requirement is your itinerary in Japan. That is your activities in Japan, what you'll be doing during your stay. Explain your activities for each day on that same form. For example, you can say Monday, 25th of March 2024, visit where you would visit Mount Fuji. Tuesday, 22nd of April, I will be visiting Tokyo Disneyland. Wednesday, I will be visiting a friend, and then you write your friend's phone number and address. Just give the full details. So because you're applying for a visa, you need to be as transparent as possible and give all the details required. You know, no matter how, you don't need to start thinking if it's important or not. As long as you're going to spend 30 days in Japan, you should be able to let them know what you'll be doing for those 30 days. So you have to explain your activities for each day on the itinerary form. If you have registered with a tourist company in Japan here, it would be easy for them to give you, a schedule of your activities. So you can include that in your itinerary form. After you have all these documents ready, then you can go to the Japanese embassy in Abuja and submit your documents in person. Remember, before you go to the embassy, you have to book an appointment. You have to send them a mail to book an appointment and then go to the embassy by yourself in person. You cannot apply in proxy or through an agent. It would be rejected. So you have to apply in person. It is compulsory for us Nigerians to apply in person. So this differs. In some countries, they only accept those that apply through agencies. But for us Nigerians, we have to go there ourselves. I know these documents are so many, but if you take your time, you would be able to, gather all your documents and, of course, apply for a tourist visa. Application is free. You only pay when you are being issued a visa. The application fee is very affordable. It's about 10,700 naira as at 2023. I'm sure there might be some changes because of the dollar rate and everything in Nigeria right now, so it might have increased a bit, but it's still very affordable. Prepare your documents. Like I've mentioned, about 12 documents you need. So use your checklist to prepare your documents and to check the documents you already have and the ones you don't. So preparation of documents is the first step. When you have all your documents ready, the next step is to book an appointment with the Japanese embassy in Nigeria. Remember, you have to go in person. Third step is to submit your documents. That shouldn't take about 5 minutes. You're done. Next, wait for notice from the embassy. So visa application takes about 5 to 10 working days. So in less than 2 weeks, you would know if you're being issued a visa or not. And the fifth step is to pick up your passport from the embassy. And lastly, sixth step is to book your flight and travel to Japan. Very simple. So you don't have to worry yourself. Just have all your documents ready and then you would have your visa. Tourist visa duration is from 3 to 6 months. If you have further questions, I would suggest you contact the embassy in your country of residence. Thank you so much for taking out time to watch this video. I hope you found it helpful. I'll see you again in my next video. Bye for now.